Disclaimer! This project is just a concept, and I am weird. I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is an awesome character who deserves all the love and praise that he gets on a constant basis. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to another character entry in my Super Smash Bros. DS concept series. Today, I'm happy to reveal Shadow the Hedgehog is the first original character in this concept. That's right, I have been holding this guy back for so long. So long, guys. You cannot imagine the amount of lies and betrayals that I had to invoke to keep this a secret. But now we're here, and what better time than on the day of Sonic the Hedgehog 3's premiere? Not the game, that was like 30-something years ago. I speak of the movie. On top of that, we've been provided with so much Shadow content lately that I couldn't help but follow the trend, because I want to be hip with the kids. Shadow the Hedgehog made his grand debut in Sonic Adventure 2, which launched on the Sega Dreamcast in 2001. So a lot of you are probably wondering why I chose Shadow over Blaze, a character who actually debuted in the DS game. Well, 3 reasons. 1, I'm lazy, and Shadow was a lot easier to do since he's mostly just a copy-paste of Sonic. 2, the release date for my hypothetical game would have been situated a few months before Sonic Rush, and most gamers wouldn't have been familiar with Blaze at the time. And 3, Shadow was very popular in the mid-2000s. Trust me, I was there. I even recall going to EB Games to buy Shadow the Gunhog, but the cashier wouldn't give it to me because I wasn't old enough. And I didn't have any money. I cried for hours that day. Many years later, I returned as an adult. Finally, I was old enough, but still couldn't get the game because they didn't have it in stock anymore. And I still didn't have any money. So I cried again. Anywho, he'd be an unlockable character in this game, and one of the hardest to get. I'm thinking that his unlock method could involve something like completing classic mode as Sonic in harder, more difficulties within a 10-minute time frame. Such a feat would be pretty difficult to achieve, even as an experienced gamer. Let's talk about technicalities. Shadow's model was created directly from Sonic's, but due to extra features like the patch of fur on his chest and the rings around his ankles and wrists, he has a slightly higher poly count, sitting at just 624 tries, which is right at my poly limit. His mesh was modified to resemble his appearance from Sonic Heroes. The model from Brawl, which I believe is also the same model from Sonic and the Secret Rings, also served as a guide for me in this whole process. Shadow is a slightly thicker build than Sonic, but the main standout has more to do with the textures, which in my case are mostly just a decolor of Sonic's, darkened out and overlaid with the red strands that Shadow has. While most of his expressions are just copy-pasted from the blue porcupine, I did add a few more. Let's discuss attributes. In this game, Shadow would be a semi-clone of Sonic. He'd be slightly slower than Mr. Blue, but not by much. Just enough to make up for his heavier hits and better mobility options. He'd be a middleweight character, have a higher jump and be naturally more floaty than the Blue Shaman. His attacks would deal more damage, but have less combo potential. In this regard, the player would need to choose which character they would prefer playing as based on their playstyle. For his moveset, I sourced a lot of material from how the character is treated in Project M. His neutral and down specials would remain as a homing attack and spin dash respectively. For his up special, I assigned him Chaos Control. This move allows Shadow to warp through time and space and teleports through great distances. It would work a lot like Lucario's up special in Brawl, where the longer one holds the buttons, the longer the distance traveled. It would be slightly shorter though, but cause damage to anyone nearby. Then for his side special, I assigned him Chaos Spear. Chaos Spear would work as a projectile attack. Shadow would throw glowing chaos energy forward, dealing moderate damage and staggering opponents for a short time. For the most part, this move would prioritize precision over spammability, though in some cases, the character seems to require a Chaos Emerald to perform these moves. It does tend to get quite flexible throughout the Sonic franchise, like during the final race between the Blue Porcupine at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. Plus including one would break the poly limit. And that is all I have to say about Shadow the Hedgehog today. Well guys, that was the first original character for this concept, and I hope that you liked it. I have a few more in the plans, and I cannot wait to get to those. But before then, there are a few more veterans that I'd like to cover, so look forward to them. Since the holidays are right around the corner, I'll likely be busy for the next few days, but I'll at least try to get something out for next Saturday. At least a short if anything. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and with that, I'm off to go see the Shadow movie. Peace!